Welcome back to ringside. Well, our next bout is that heavyweight clash between Tim Witherspoon, who we reckon could be the former world champion that Gary Mason wants to fight, as he intimated on last week's show, and Carl "The Truth" Williams. Two boys who have been around for a while. Glenn?
Two good fighters. There have been, big faces in the world scene, but none of them at the minute have really had the exciting fight to put them in for a title shot. And I think, put them together, and I think one of them's hoping to come out with a big win.
At the time of their careers where it's now or never, both of them on the wrong side of 30.
That's right. I think, both of them need a good win. Both of them need a very good, look impressive if they're going to get a title shot. If they keep having wins but nothing exciting, they're just going to fade into obscurity.
Yeah, make a few bob along the way, mind you.
Well, they'll get a few quid.
Which is the object of the exercise, isn't it? Let's check the career details of these two then. Witherspoon, been around a bit, as we said. He's been both WBA and WBC world champion. 33 years of age now, 36 fights, 133, 22 inside the distance. Williams, a couple of years younger. He's fought for the world title on 2 occasions, losing to Larry Holmes in '85 and Mike Tyson in '89. Commentators for this one, Bill Mazer and Dave Bontempo.
All right. Let's go right to the ring announcer. Here he is, Mike Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the Trump Taj Mahal Casino Resort here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, let's get ready to rumble. 12 rounds for the USBA Heavyweight Championship. The officials for the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board and the USBA shall remain the same. The referee for this bout is Steve Smoger. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the gold trunks with black trim and weighs an even 236 pounds. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His professional record, 33 victories with 22 KOs, only 3 defeats. He's the former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Tonight, the challenger, terrible Tim Witherspoon. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing 236 1/4 pounds, in the white trunks with red trim, from Brigantine, New Jersey. Also an outstanding record, 23 victories, 18 by KO, only 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, the USBA Heavyweight Champion, Carl "The Truth" Williams.
All right, fellas, you've been here before. We know what it's all about. Obey the bell. Obey my commands. Touch him up. We ain't rolling till we touch him, Carl. Touch him. Now.
We get ready for round number 1. Please remember, both fighters have been KO'd in first-round surprises. Both fighters. So you got to keep your eyes wide open. Williams has a tendency to be a very slow starter. Witherspoon says he is in the best shape he's been in years. He is in the gold trunks, and Carl "The Truth" is in the white trunks with the red side. Let's see what they do.
We'll see the battle of the Williams jab and the Witherspoon penetration right away. Witherspoon with a leaping kind of a punch there.
There's the jab of Williams. He's got to send the message out early. Up on his toes, moving, always moving. Got hit with a left hook, but not that much. Witherspoon loading up, trying to get him out real quick.
And there you see that right hand over his chin, almost like a peekaboo type stance. He brings the right hand across, keeps it in punching range, and tries to pick off the right hand being thrown.
Williams trying to impress on Witherspoon that he too can hit. Result, the 2 right hands.
It's something that he wants to get across, but he shouldn't be too anxious to try to get across. The jabbing is more critical for him, and at some point early, drop in the right hand.
Quick head by Carl "The Truth."
And the Witherspoon style opening up for an uppercut by Williams. We'll see if he starts to use it.
Carl, get off his neck, Carl.
Carl "The Truth" in the white trunks, little bit of red trim. Witherspoon in the gold trunks with a black trim. Witherspoon at one time was one of the most respected heavyweights in the world. You see the truth on the back of Williams' trunks? This is the truth for both of them. Always remember it. It wasn't so long ago here in Atlantic City when an undercard fighter named Buster Douglas came on to beat Mike Tyson. Both these guys would like a big payday.
And of course, Douglas fighting here on the undercard and then going over to Tokyo and beating Tyson and losing it just as fast to Evander Holyfield. Opportunism is always here in the game, especially in a crossroads fight like this. Number 3 against number 11.
That's it. That's it.
Witherspoon's a little the shorter of the two. He's 6'3", Williams is 6'4". Carl is a little heavy around the middle. So does Tim. He came down from 267. The truth came down from about 250 and hit on the break. I thought Steve Smoker was going to tell him, don't do that.
Witherspoon is hunting for a body shot here. He wants to slow down the movement of Carl Williams because it's going to be tough for him to counter. When he gets close like this, Witherspoon must take advantage.
Williams fighting with confidence, and as you pointed out when we first came on the air, this is the first even odds battle since Frazier and then Cassius Clay 20 years ago tonight. Less than 10 seconds, round number 1. I always love that. What Williams just did. Looks over at him. Huh?
The butterfly guy, you're in control. Stay in control, Carl. Stay in control. Like the defense is up.
You try to go over that one single jab that he throws. Right? Before we set him up with the wild card. Try to go over it. Keep hitting that ball. Okay. All right. That man roll underneath him, come over that left hook. Is he laying his arm right on your back?
Sort of a strange tactic by Williams as he stands up. A testament to what he believes is very solid conditioning. He came into Atlantic City just over Christmas and spent the better part of 2 months getting ready.
Sending a little message to Witherspoon. Man, you don't fool me in the least.
Yeah, I know you like that snare he gave over at the end of round 1. And there was a dislike that developed between the two fighters during the week. Witherspoon, Williams making comments about Witherspoon not having capitalized on his career. And the reminder really hurt Witherspoon, and he came in pretty angry at the press conference yesterday.
Yeah, he trashed him. Surprised me about Williams. When I asked him about it, all he did was laugh. Carl the Truth Williams, white trunks, man with a spearing left jab. You don't think it's quite as good as Douglas's was?
Not against Tyson. I'm not talking about throughout the career of Buster Douglas. I think his jab came alive very nicely one night against Tyson.
Witherspoon telling you pretty much what he's going to do. He keeps ducking under that left jab. Now, you can walk through the jab, you can parry the jab, and you can stick your own jab out against a jabber. He has done either of the three. He's just ducking down. Hit him with the right hand.
That's what he was looking to do as he got close. Because if he can get Carl Williams backing up, and he should be able to do that now for a little while, now it's his ball game.
That is his best punch. Witherspoon's right hand. And he's got the truth. Knowing it. The truth is not a real good puncher, but if he hits you enough times like any heavyweight, he makes an impact on you.
And he doesn't have
right hand again by Witherspoon.
Williams does not have the best chin either.
Look out, he's got Williams in trouble. Just above us.
Now, even if he doesn't land to the head here, he's going to try to score even to the arms and bring the hands down.
Watch the left hand, Tim. Williams came out of it all right.
There's a good uppercut. And if Witherspoon gets the fight in close and Williams does not jab and wants to trade, it should be Witherspoon's fight. And this round is an indication that it would be.
He's a stronger fighter of the two.
And you don't want to play into that style. Witherspoon waited to drop the bomb, and he did it here in round 2.
You remember I mentioned to you about Croce training Witherspoon. He trained him with what is called a UBE machine, where you paddle with your arms the way you do on a bike with your legs. And Witherspoon thinks he's really got his hand speed up a great deal from it, because he could have used the light bag.
You're becoming an encyclopedia on this stuff, Bill. Waiting for the video for you.
Less than 10 seconds remaining now in round number 2. Witherspoon still stalking and still looping that right hand. Williams, usually a slow starter, the end of 2 rounds, and now they go into the street thing.
It's proving the psychological advantage.
I know, he stung you a little bit. Keep your gloves up. You're not fluid enough here. You jab.
Witherspoon turns to fight around here. He gets in close. Notice the left hand of Williams is down. Williams finds him. And that's the punch that turns the fight around, and Carl says, "Get me out of here."
Hit him on the neck. If he had hit him on the chin, he might have taken him out.
Very well might have. He got it up there, and it still was an effective scoring punch and got the message home to Carl Williams.
Okay. You know the question in my mind right now? Win.
So looking good. Work the head.
Stamina.
You do get the feeling that Witherspoon could wear up there.
Right. Make them punches count.
Determination written all over Tim Witherspoon, who's been the aggressor the first 2 rounds. First round I thought was even. Second round was strictly Witherspoon, and Williams again trying to establish that left jab. A lot of lateral movement.
Williams is fighting with his guts here, knowing he's got to establish some territory. You've got to give him credit for what he's trying to do here. Take the thought out of Witherspoon's head that he can still come straight forward.
Why would he have come in at 236? Talking about Williams.
Well,
Feel comfortable at it?
heavyweights don't always pay attention to the scales. They do whatever they feel is comfortable, and they don't have to crash to lose weight before any particular way, and so they pay a lot, they don't pay much attention to it. For Williams, he would justify it by saying he could use the additional power, but it could cost him some speed.
He's using that right hand of the body to bring the left hand down so he can hit him on the chin with the right.
And the eyes don't lie. When Witherspoon landed that right hand to the abdomen, Williams' eyes just went up like, did not like it.
I've only seen one fighter in my time who didn't seem to be bothered by a body shot, and that was Ali.
Yeah, tremendous resilience and endurance for him.
Witherspoon keep up this pace, David Bontempo?
He can keep up a good facsimile of it for a long part of the fight. There are going to be periods in here where he will slow down if this goes, say, past the 5th round, but he's got a solid game plan intact, and he's not gambling too much to lose all of his energy.
Coming up on a minute to go in round number 3, scheduled for 12 for the USBA Heavyweight Championship. Williams, the man in the white trunks with the red trim, Witherspoon in the gold trunks with the black trim. Witherspoon still fighting like a man, loading up.
But he's scientifically loading up here. He's trying to get his position set first and then unload.
He has a little bit of respect for that jab because he doesn't just move in inexorably.
Yeah, he really has to. He's showing a good, healthy respect for it and trying to catch Williams with that right hand like he did there, playing off the jab.
Williams is a strange fighter. His chin gets stronger as the fight goes longer. Almost 20 seconds remaining in round number 3, scheduled for 12. USBA Heavyweight Championship. The man in the white trunks is the defending champion. A little bit of a change there. Witherspoon with the left hook.
10. That's 10.
The sound of the clap you hear is the timer telling him there are only 10 seconds left in the round. Ooh. Tim Witherspoon, the Philadelphia fighter, coming back to his corner at the end of 3 rounds. number 4. Williams has never been knocked out in any fight where he's gone beyond the 3rd round.
It's been a good match of both fighters doing what they thought brought them here. Williams trying to load up on the jab, and Witherspoon playing off that jab with pressure, and he's landed some good bombs in this fight. Landed another one right there.
Always remember, Witherspoon is the guy that took a shellacking from Frank Bruno for a long time and then knocked him out. This guy can fight. Question of age and a question of endurance.
Williams showing some nice endurance here, coming up with a different attack strategy, jabbing and then moving, getting in a couple shots and getting back out, trying to disrupt the rhythm of Witherspoon moving forward.
In order to do that, you better have a pretty good pair of legs.
Yes, and so far early in the fight, he does have them. And you get those legs based on how well you've trained and how intensely you've been in the gym. And Williams not afraid to use that as a resort because he did train very hard.
Good combination by Williams.
And we saw in the Ches fight what an asset legs can be, as he really needed to be able to...
Oh, there was a good left hook by Witherspoon. Now he closes in, looking to finish him. Is Williams hurt? What do you think?
Yes, it hurt him.
Just a little more than a minute remaining in the 4th round. Williams has never been stopped in any fight that he's gone beyond 2 rounds. Low blow.
Witherspoon content to let Williams stay out there so he can just keep coming forward and hurt him.
Well, every time he hits him to the side of the head, those splendid legs get a little splintery.
Witherspoon is a nice, solid, pure puncher when he's on.
Right hand again.
And a beautiful little feint that set it up.
Williams is telling the crowd, no, no, no. That never hurt me. Never. Hit me on a chin, but didn't hurt me. 20 seconds remaining in round number 4. Scheduled for 12 for the USBA heavyweight crown here at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. Less than 10 seconds now. A lot of Philadelphia fighters do that. Oh, he hit him with a good left hook. Williams is mad. He thought it came after the bell. He won't sit down.
He ought to.
Now we got it.
Put this in the water and pick it up. Put it in the water and pick it up. Take out your phone and play a game with it. You can play a beautiful game.
Williams gets his jab in there, and Witherspoon waiting, gets the fall-away left hook in. Fortunately, Williams was on his way back, and then Witherspoon keeps coming on. The end of the round, he's continuing to put the pressure on there. The bell's about to sound, and Witherspoon gets in a nice left, and he'll land another couple of shots, and Williams is going to react like he thought one of them came after the bell, and Witherspoon almost admitted it.
Round number 5. Scheduled for 12. Again, Carl the Truth Williams up on his toes. Jab now a little quicker than was before.
Nice hook there by Williams, too. If Williams can move a lot and keep Witherspoon going in small circles, he'll be able to keep him at bay, and that's what he's trying to do here.
Williams trying to establish himself in the eyes of Witherspoon. Witherspoon, you know he looks like a little tonight? Sonny Liston.
He's got that
Right
baleful stare,
yeah, with a baleful stare.
Baleful stare, and like he knows he's going to end this thing. And Williams is doing a good job staying out of his way in this round. And Because Carl Williams, that left hand in this fight is his ticket for everything. Not only surviving, but possibly getting the points up to win.
Listen, Bob Arum says that Williams is the one guy that might be capable of beating Foreman. Witherspoon's left eye closing, Dave.
As you get a closer look, it is a little bit hard to see from this angle. I mean, there might be a little bit of puffiness there. We'll keep a good eye on that as it goes along, but you see from the jab of Williams what could cause it. Jabbing and sharp punches that cross on impact will set up the puffiness and cutting more than anything.
A little bit of an argument about using extra energy with elbows and hands. That
just
was
missed.
high.
Just
was
missed.
high. Notice when Williams throws the left, as you pointed out, as he impacts, he turns the left hand, and that's what splits a guy open, keeping him at the end of the jab. Witherspoon doesn't seem to be bothered much by Williams' punching power.
Witherspoon looks like he's content to give away a round or so on the scorecards if it will enable him to get close enough just to land a couple shots and keep his game plan together.
Williams, both eyes open. Left hook he was going away from that time. Carl keeps sticking him, trying to use that term, impale him. Hey, there was a punch on the break.
Well, a punch on the break in retribution for the shoulder of Williams that came up that was not called earlier.
Obviously, there is bad blood between these two. Williams crashed him. Witherspoon using that upper body strain. I think it's a pretty even fight so far. You got it the same way?
I've got 3 rounds to 2 for Witherspoon.
That was Eddie Aliano in Witherspoon's corner, trying to bring the swelling down in his left eye. You'd think it would be strange that a left-handed puncher would get the left eye rather than the right, but he's turning that punch in. Williams just as quick on his toes as he was at the beginning of the fight.
And he's wearing an expression on his face the last couple rounds like, this fight is fine. Williams is starting to sense that he can take this, and he knows exactly how to do it. And he wants to execute that plan. So for Witherspoon, this is a very important stage to try to stop that. He's got to be more effective when he gets in close. When Witherspoon is cutting off the ring, he is not throwing enough punches.
Witherspoon in the gold trunks, black trim. Williams in the white trunks, taller fighter with a left jab. Boy, this is, you talk about a cat and mouse. This is cat and mouse. Williams trying to stay away, trying to neutralize Witherspoon's obviously stronger, more powerful punches with a left jab.
Sometimes a fighter lands a big punch early in the bout like Witherspoon did in round 2, and it might do him a bit of a disservice because he lays back and gets dependent on that bomb coming through for him later.
Loading
That's been
up.
Witherspoon.
Yeah, absolutely, David. I'm just amazed at Williams at 236, and yet, did he get hurt that time with the left hand?
No.
And yet, here he is, up on his toes, legs great. He's got a great set of wheels.
And this has been the best mobility he's displayed in a long time.
Don't punch, don't punch.
Probably had his best camp in a long time.
Well, both these guys had great nights against Larry Holmes, and neither one of them was able to pull it out. That's one of the few right hands that Williams was throwing through to the body.
And Witherspoon was telegraphed on the way in. Another one by Williams. He's got Witherspoon red on the way, and he's trying to take away this avenue of entrance for Tim Witherspoon.
Truth is a strong kid. Really is. Extra weight hurting Witherspoon.
Not as much as you'd think. He's been heavier for some of his fights. It just seems that the stamina has hurt him, and Williams has been on his game a lot tonight. He's hurt.
Oh, he's hurt. Witherspoon, he's got him on Queer Street with a right hand. That's when you got to be careful. Witherspoon with a lot of guts, it's hanging in. This is the guy that came back against Bruno when he looked as if he was gone. Witherspoon, big heart. Come to the end of this round, and that was the hardest punching that Williams has done.
Witherspoon has a bigger enemy tonight. That's the fatigue.
Put a little bit more pressure on him. That's the right he can put it
Wait, okay. You person, be careful. Going in.
Yeah, be careful.
Be careful going in. He's waiting for you. Counterpunch. Stop it.
Williams doing his best work of the fight here. Almost putting Witherspoon down with that, and kicked him and almost put him down with his feet. It's not kickboxing. Witherspoon comes on here and tries to make a rally of it. And from a different angle, you're seeing that good right hand at the top of the temple by Carl Williams, and the legs get tangled. They come together, and he does whatever he can to try to score a knockdown here. Witherspoon was in real danger there.
Round number 11. There was a question about when he came in at 236 whether Williams was in really good shape, but he is moving as effortlessly as he did in the first round, but he got hit by a right hand there, and he almost lost the idea. He wanted to trade with him. Witherspoon just knows now he's got to score a KO, I think, at this point. You think so, David?
Certainly has to, and he's fighting a few elements. One, the puffiness around his left eye. Two, time running out on the clock. And three, the style that Williams has been employing. Now, if Williams cooperates and makes it a slugfest, that might help Witherspoon a little bit. But you see, when Witherspoon, even when he collects the jab in his gloves, it throws him off for enough time that he has to reload, and you saw him miss there with the right hand.
Boy, that left eye looks off. And Williams has got that left eye targeted.
Well, it does line up perfectly with his jab. There have been eyes which have been far worse than that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He'll get through this. He should be able to get through this based on his eye, but he's got many more problems.
There's a hard right hand, but Williams hit him with a return right hand. You know that theory that Williams' chin gets stronger as the fight goes on? Maybe completely true.
He took a good shot there and did not flinch.
Witherspoon in the gold trunks, black trim. Carl Williams in the white trunks is the defending USBA heavyweight champion. We're in round number 11. The minute's closing down. This could be a big win for Williams, for either man.
Don't punch, guys. Don't punch.
Both guys tired. No doubt about it. Witherspoon a little more. That Witherspoon threw a pretty good jab there. Tilted Williams' head back. You wonder why he didn't do more of it.
If he loses the fight, he's going to kick himself for not expending more in rounds 8, 9, and 10. Because this has been a good round for Witherspoon. And if he were to win the 12th, you could make an argument for him getting a draw.
Because he carried the fight.
He carried the beginning of the fight and did nothing in the middle. He definitely need at least the last 2 rounds, and I thought he got this one at least.
Closing down, round number 11.
No.
Williams couldn't get off. Witherspoon going back to his corner. We have 3 minutes left in this fight.
One more just like that one, baby. Go back and win this.
When the ball you got up. Okay, 6 weeks of hard work. You
pay off. Win this round, it's no fight. It's no start.
Witherspoon looking for that miracle here. The right hand, it lands on the ear of Carl Williams, and Williams quick enough to just move the head enough to get out of the way of the worst part of the punch.
Stay out of trouble. A lot of side steps coming back. Get loose, get loose.
All right, Eddie.
Gentlemen, this is the 12th and final round.
Touch them gloves, Mike. Touch the damn glove. Now stop them.
Grudgingly, Williams touches gloves with Witherspoon. I guess he really doesn't like him.
Now, what heated up between them this week in the news media was for real, at least up until now.
If Witherspoon's got anything left, this is the round he's got to come with it.
Last round. Let's keep it nice and clean.
And Williams looked like he was saving a little bit to make sure he had a good 12th round, so we'll see. Williams is looking for that right hand to load up.
Hey, Carl. Hey, come on.
I don't know whether Witherspoon's got enough left to do much with it, except I keep remembering, and I hate to repeat this, the Frank Bruno fight, where out of nowhere he cold-cocked Bruno and won the fight.
But it would be interesting if he did win the round, whether or not he'd give himself a chance
What have
for
you
a
got it
draw.
so far, Dave?
I've got Williams ahead here by a point after 11 rounds.
Just a point.
Just a point, but Witherspoon winning 2 borderline rounds early.
Williams holding the right hand like I could have hit you. I just did you a big favor. Witherspoon looks like he's run out of gas.
Well, it's been a matter of survival for him in the last 3 to 4 rounds. If he does lose, he's going to point to the maybe he should have been better conditioned. Definitely did not go to the body enough in this fight.
Those are the punches he didn't throw early, and even now when he throws, he grabs and holds because he's tired.
He needed them there in 7, 8, and 9.
Carl seems to run out of gas, too. He's not throwing much punches.
But he paced himself better in this fight than Witherspoon did. He gave an even performance.
Witherspoon tackling the man, bringing him to a corner so he can grab the mouse and crush him with one shot. Closing down, 12th round. Carl the Truth Williams, Tim Witherspoon. Some of the fans disappointed because they wanted to see a knockout, but this has been a very good Carl Williams fight. Question is, did he do enough punching to win it? Remember now, 12th round, the bell cannot save a fighter if he goes down. We're coming to 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11.
We've seen some of the heavyweight division at its best and at its worst here late.
Referee almost got banged with a shot. Steve Smoker. It's all over. This has gone to a decision. Some of the fans disappointed, but in a moment, we will have the decision announced in the ring and know whether Carl the Truth has in fact retained his USBA title.
Good.
Carmen Graziano just above us. Here is Michael Buffer with a decision.
The winner by split decision and new USBA heavyweight champion, Terrible Tim Witherspoon.
Witherspoon, new USBA heavyweight champion, whatever that means. Gary Mason, if he's talking about fighting Witherspoon, and he's saying he wants to fight the next world champion ranked in the top 10, I'm just looking down the WBC list, there aren't too many, James Douglas, it must be Witherspoon. Would he make a good opponent for Mason?
I think it's a hasty decision for an opponent. I don't think it's the best opponent to pick. He's still very dangerous. He's very experienced. He's a big punch, in a fight like that with Mason, they're just going to stand toe to toe, and who's going to get theirs on first. So it's a dangerous fight. I think Gary would be better to pick a little safer opponent to get back in there.
If you were Gary, would you fight on first of all?
Sure. He's lost one fight. I think you come again. He's still young, and one fight's you don't just pack in for one fight. Yeah, sure.
What about having a shot at the WBO title?
I think that would be a good bet. We got Ray Mercer there, who is inexperienced, is not the greatest fighter in the world, is a bit of a puncher, but that would be a good fight for Gary. I think Gary could do that, and he'd get the WBO title, which still holds something. Obviously, in the heavyweights, it doesn't mean that much because we have Holyfield and Tyson, big fellas like that. But still, it holds something. That'd be a sensible fight, I think.
Getting back in the top 10 of the world rankings, looking down at the WBC list for March here, Lennox Lewis is ranked 8. Is that fair, do you think?
Well, he's British and European champion, ex-Olympic super heavyweight champion. So obviously he's held in high esteem, and he just beat Gary Mason, who was in the top 10 as well. So I think he's got to be in there.
What about James Buster Douglas, still ranked at 4, which I find staggering?
I find that, judging by his, the way he fought against Holyfield, I find that a bit hard to believe. But until we see him against somebody else, they can't really, just throw from being champion down to nowhere so quickly.